Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed yourself with me. My name is DJ Metro from Chicago. Thank you for having me. Here we go. Knock me out. Superhighway, coast to coast, easy to get anywhere. On the transcontinental overload, just slap behind the wheel. How does it feel? There's no destination too far, and somewhere on the way, I find out who you are. Living in America, eye to eye, station to station. Living in America, hand in hand, across the nation. Living in America. I got to have the satisfaction, rock my soul. Yeah. Come on, Snoop Dogg, fat back, many miles, a railroad track. All night, the radio, keep on running through your rock and roll soul. All night, diners, keep you awake on black coffee and a hard roll. I like to walk around, but everybody's working overtime. Living in America, eye to eye, station to station.
Hey, look at him. Look at him.
Hey, I want to hear some of that music because I feel motivated, baby. Let's go.
Hey, look, you feel motivated to get out there and vote? Is that what it is?
You electric slide and everything. Let's go. Let's do it.
Woo. They got them juiced in there.
Please stand if you are able and welcome winners of 13 Grammy Awards and the biggest selling U.S. female group of all time, the Chicks.
Uh-oh.
What we got going on?
I don't know. We got to see.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam? Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? The land of the free and the home
Hey, in the chat, y'all. Can y'all hear it? I just want to know. Can y'all
Please
hear
welcome
me?
Kerry
y'all hear?
Washington.
Gary Washington is coming out there. Can y'all hear it in the chat? Somebody let me know. I want to make sure y'all can hear this.
Miss Washington.
Yeah, can y'all hear it? Somebody in the chat.
Welcome to the final night of the Democratic National Convention. The last 3 nights have been extraordinary. And tonight, we hear from our next president, Kamala Harris.
Can you hear you can hear me, but can you hear the
Now, as I
Kerry
stand here,
Washington?
I know that there are folks on social media already saying, go back to your TV show, shut up and act. But I am not here tonight as an actor. I am here as a mother, as a daughter, as a proud union member. I am here as the granddaughter of immigrants, as a Black woman descended from enslaved people. I am here tonight because I am an American and because I am a voter and because we, the people, are stronger when all our voices are heard. Look, I know that I am the one standing on this stage, but I am not the lead character in this story. You are. All of you. You are the messengers. You are the fixers. Dare I say it, you are the Olivia Popes. You are the superheroes saving this democracy. It is you, not me, who have the greatest power to convince your loved ones to vote. So, just like Michelle Obama told us, let's do something. Let's make a video. Everybody take out your phones. Everybody take out your phones. We're going to make a moment. Can somebody bring me my phone?
Okay.
I want to capture this historic moment and share it with the people that we love.
Oh my goodness. The stars of scandal.
Take this video, guys. We're all going to take it together. We're going to post it to social media, text your friends, send this message out into the world. When I say when we fight, you're going to say? Are you ready? Okay, let's record. We're recording. You ready, Tony?
Yep, I'm ready.
Okay, ready? When we fight. When we fight. When we fight. Are you ready for Kamala Harris to win? Good, because when Kamala wins, America wins. We did it! We did it, Joe.
We did it,
Tony.
Joe.
I don't get to say.
No, you gotta go.
Bye, everybody.
Tony Goldwyn, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so listen. It's come to my attention that there are some folks who struggle or pretend to struggle with the proper pronunciation of our future president's name. So, hear me out. Confusion is understandable. Disrespect is not. So tonight, we are going to help everyone get it right. Here to help me are some very special guests.
Now, who is this?
Thank you, ladies. Can you tell us your names?
Hello, everybody. My name's Amara. And my name is Leela, her little sister.
And what are you here to do?
To teach you how to say your auntie's name.
Okay. So how do you pronounce it?
First, you say comma like a comma in a sentence. Then you say la like la 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 la.
Put it together, and it's 1, 2, 3. Kamala. All right, so let's practice.
Everybody over here say comma. Everybody over here say la
Cute.
For president!
You good, bro?
Test.
Yeah, I can hear you fine, brother.
Please welcome Mina Harris, Ella Emhoff, and Helen Hudlin.
Hi, I'm Mina.
I'm Ella.
And I'm Helena. I grew up in Oakland, California, in a house full of extraordinary women. My mom, my grandma, and my auntie, who showed me the meaning of service, helping her sister, a 17-year-old single mom, fighting for justice for the American people, and still cooking Sunday family dinner. She guided me, now she's guiding my own children, and I know she'll guide our country forward.
Kamala came into my life when I was 14. Famously a very easy time for a teenager. Like a lot of young people, I didn't always understand what I was feeling. But no matter what, Kamala was there for me. She was patient, caring, and always took me seriously. She's never stopped listening to me, and she's not going to stop listening to all of us.
Kamala Harris is my godmother. To me, her advice means everything. Whether it's pursuing my passions, making an impact, or finding hope when the world doesn't feel so hopeful. She taught me that making a difference means giving your whole heart and taking action.
She's fighting for economic opportunity, LGBTQ+ equality, and reproductive freedom, because we are not going back.
She's fighting for social justice, health justice, environmental justice. And she isn't alone. We're all in this fight together.
So let's keep up the fight. Let's keep up the joy.
And let's elect this extraordinary woman as our next president.
Please welcome actor and comedian D.L. Hughley.
Let's see what the.
Hey now, hey Chicago, how y'all doing?
Oh, here we go. I'll let your boy.
What's happening, California? No, wait. Where those AKAs at? Where they at? You know what? In 3 months, ain't gonna be no living with y'all. I can tell you this. I don't blame Donald Trump for not wanting to debate Kamala. I've been married to a black woman for 40 years and I ain't won one debate. I'm owing 93,000. Now, of course, Trump is saying that Kamala isn't black.
He gave 3 dates.
I guarantee you this. Kamala's been black a lot longer than Trump's been a Republican. And if he keeps sliding in the polls the way he is, the only way he can keep Kamala out of the White House is if he buys it and refuses to rent it to her. Of course, Kamala's getting broad support. They got black men for Kamala, white men for Kamala, Latinos and Asians for Kamala. They even have Republicans for Kamala.
Social media.
Republicans become I guess Donald Trump will finally know what it's like when you get left for a younger woman.
Uh-oh.
He trying. You gotta keep the energy. You gotta keep the energy. Come on.
Yeah.
You gotta keep the energy. So come on.
But seriously, Kamala knows the truth about the American dream, that hard work is not alone enough. Hard work alone is not enough to succeed, that you need access and information and opportunity. And she knows that some folks are often denied those very things. As president, she will give each and every one of us a fair shot in life. But I have to admit, I didn't always believe that. I mean, if you told me the 15-year-old me would be on stage supporting a prosecutor and a teacher, but because of that, I made assumptions about Kamala's record. And I often repeated them to a lot of people. Then one day, Kamala invited me to her house. She put her hand on my shoulder and she asked me to do some research, something I had never done, something a lot of people I know had never done before. Imagine attacking someone's character without a single Google search. So I did what I should have done in the first place. I learned that she had done for us exactly what she promised to. I believe that your apology should be as loud as your accusation, and I'm here apologizing in front of the whole damn world. I was wrong. I was wrong, and I'm so very glad I was wrong, because Kamala, you give me hope for the future, a future where my grandchildren, Nola and Stevie, had the freedom to control their own bodies, where they have the opportunity to go as far as their wits and their talents would take them. That future, ladies and gentlemen, is possible, but only if we elect Kamala Harris as the 47th president of the United States. I will say this to you, the best piece of advice I've ever gotten in my entire life is you don't have to know what you will do, just know what you won't. And we won't go back.
Tug at those emotional strings. Okay.
Well, that's what they do.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
You have to.
Tug
You have
at
to.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to tug at the emotions.
He did all right. He did all right.
You know. Yeah.
He did all right. Did he
The
get everybody
energy
hyped?
in this room is electric. And
Well,
you
that's
can
fine,
feel
man.
it
You got Kerry
everywhere,
Washington
all
trying
over
to
the country.
hype it
Yeah.
up.
In the coming weeks, I want us to find
Shout out to
ways to
social media
maintain
effect.
this energy and this joy
Come
and
on
this
back.
commitment, because there will be days when the work ahead seems impossible. And when that happens, I know what I do. I get involved. I get engaged. I ask myself, how can I be of service to my community? Because community is why we do this. Am I right? Yes, we do this for our children, for our parents, for our teachers and care workers who treat our loved ones like their own. We do this for working families who make this country thrive. We do this for the planet and for each other. We do this for justice and for peace and for democracy. And as we are about to hear, we do this for the safety of our communities.
Okay. Okay, let's see what we have. Let's see what we have.
Okay.
Please welcome Genesee County, Michigan Sheriff Chris Swanson.
Okay.
Sure.
Shout out to all the law enforcement. Shout out. Shout out. We do need them. We need them.
My job
Let's go.
Of course.
is to protect people, all people. In 2020, righteous anger spilled over into the streets of Flint, Michigan. One bad decision from either side, and there would have been bloodshed. But that didn't happen. We laid down our riot gear, and we embraced the community. And instead of hate, we chose hope.
Okay.
On January 6th, the opposite occurred. That day was paved with division, deceit, and denigration. Police officers were attacked that day.
Facts.
It could have been stopped. We need a leader who will embody
Who
what's
could have
affixed
stopped
to
it?
all three sides of my sheriff patrol cars.
Let them keep
Protect,
going.
serve, and unify.
I want to talk about this.
Kamala Harris is that leader.
How can you be so sure?
As a prosecutor,
Oh boy.
Kamala Harris
Hold up,
protected
hold
us
up, okay.
by putting violent criminals and sex offenders behind bars. If I was in a courtroom, she's exactly the tough prosecutor that I'd want to see. As vice president, she served America by keeping us safer. And I can testify firsthand, where I come from, crime is down and police funding is up.
Okay.
In
As
certain
president,
areas, though.
Kamala
Certain
Harris
areas.
will unify our country. She will bring us together because our country needs a leader who will go toe-to-toe with drug cartels and bullies. One who has already taken the oath, raised her right hand to advocate for the people. I can tell you in 2020, we were able to turn a protest into a peaceful movement by walking together. One city, one community, and one country.
Shout out, Flint.
America, let's walk. Let's walk. Let's walk together and let's elect Kamala Harris and turn hate into hope yet again. Thank you.
I think he did a good job. He had some energy.
Yeah,
he had some energy, you know.
I guess so. I mean,
He had some
whatever,
energy.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, whatever.
We were contemplating adopting, and then out of
Whatever,
nowhere,
you know.
I got pregnant.
Oh, I
Jordan
know.
was
That's
so
amazing.
much fun as a child.
When all of a sudden,
3 of those rounds
Yeah.
he aimed at Jordan.
Jacksonville, Florida.
Jordan didn't deserve
right?
to die that way.
Reports of an active shooter at a high school.
These students have now lived through so many of these shootings since they were born almost.
We were praying and crying. I don't know how we're alive.
An active shooter at an elementary school in Uvalde,
That was
Texas.
crazy. That
Multiple
Uvalde one was
children have
crazy.
been killed.
Yeah.
Most of the body so mutilated that only DNA test or green Converse could identify.
Trump did nothing on guns and was proud of it.
There was great pressure on me. We did nothing.
After a mass shooting in Iowa, Trump
Wow.
said,
You see how they
Have to
do
get
that?
over it.
See how they cut
"You
that?
never get
Yeah.
over it."
Yeah.
Kamala Harris and Joe Biden refused to get over it. As district attorney, she got illegal guns off the street. As attorney general, she took on transnational crime rings and stopped gun trafficking. As vice president, she helped pass the most sweeping gun violence legislation in 3 decades, keeping guns out of the hands of criminals, expanding background checks, closing loopholes.
We'll finally pass red flag laws,
I don't know about that right
background
now.
checks, and an assault weapons ban.
This is a real emotional take right here.
The
Yeah,
power
man,
is
come
with
on.
the people
Yeah, yeah.
and gives
Guns are
people
gonna
like
be
me,
on the streets.
survivors like me, hope.
No matter what.
Yeah, that was
Look, the people that are using these guns are not.
When I worked for every town
Please
for gun
welcome
safety. Georgia Representative Lucy McBath. When I worked for every town for gun safety and moms demand action for gun sense in America, I saw firsthand the power of telling our stories. You've just heard mine, but there are many more to tell.
On December 14th, 2012, I walked into Sandy Hook School. I stopped at the office, chatted with my principal, then started my day with my second graders. Suddenly, a loud crash, like metal folding chairs falling. 154 gunshots blaring. Hiding in the coats, trying to sing with my students, trying to read to them, trying to drown out the sounds. Terror, crying, running. I carry that horrific day with me. 20 beautiful first grade children and 6 of my beautiful colleagues were killed. They should still be here.
It's 10:30 a.m. at Robb Elementary in Uvalde. The school is recognizing my 10-year-old daughter, Lexi, for receiving all A's. She receives a Good Citizen Award, and we pose for photos. She wears a St. Mary's sweatshirt and a smile that lights up the room. 30 minutes later, a gunman murders her, 18 classmates, and 2 teachers. We are taken to a private room where police tell us she isn't coming home. Uvalde is national news. Parents everywhere reach for their children. I reach out for the daughter I will never hold again.
My niece, Sandy Patrice, was 22. She drove to Myrtle Beach for sun and fun and motorcycle parades. Hours later, my phone rang. Shooting on the beach. No one can find Sandy. I stayed calm. You see, my mother, Patricia Ann, had been shot and killed by an abusive partner. I was calm then too. I got to handling business. I called relatives, the police, hospitals, and I kept calling, voice steady, heartbeat pulsing. Then I was connected to the coroner. 10 years of waiting, and Sandy's murder is still unsolved. I'll keep calling, and I'll keep fighting.
I was in high school when my classmate got shot. It changed my story. Instead about worrying about taking a test, I started worrying about living to take another test. They say schools are for learning, and I did learn a lot that day. I learned how to run, how to hide and drop.
That's
that
deep.
what happens in the news can happen to me. But I learned
Of course.
something else too. That we can write and must write a new story if we choose to.
I don't know if you can. I mean, people are crazy nowadays, man. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
You can't really. How do you combat craziness in this world?
Our are stories of loss. But make no mistake, our losses do not weaken us.
No.
They strengthen our resolve. We will secure safer futures that we all deserve. We will organize. We will advocate. We will run for office.
All right. And I'll say this. whether you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, we all want our kids to be safe.
Americans.
Yeah, I mean that's
And better.
that ain't got nothing to do with your
Big
political views.
Yeah,
Safe
keep
is safe.
our
Yeah.
communities safe.
But it's just how you go about making it
Right.
safe.
And
That's the
we
question.
both are, we believe in the Second
And
Amendment.
we
know.
will
Yeah, of course.
elect
100%.
leaders like
100%.
Kamala Harris,
You take
who
everything
won't
away.
just
you think what happened.
empathize, but will act.
Take it away from the people that's not doing wrong.
Right.
Guaranteed, man. To me, yeah, it's crazy. You know.
I can't hear what they're saying, but
Yeah, something about war.
Please welcome former Arizona Representative Gabby Giffords.
okay. Yeah, if you remember her story, yeah, mentally okay.
You got shot.
Oh yes. She's a remarkable story. Perseverance, all of that. Yes. Shout out what they doing right now. Look at her, she ready.
Hello,
Now-
fellow Americans.
Yeah.
I'm Gabby Giffords. I was born in the great state of Arizona.
Shout out.
I was
Those
born
from
with
Arizona,
grit.
for sure.
I grew up racing motorcycles, mucking stalls, and exploring the beautiful desert. I fell for an astronaut.
Go ahead. That's what we talking about.
For
Little love.
5 years, I served in Congress from a swing district. Everybody called me a rising star. Then on January 8th, 2011, a man tried to assassinate me. He shot 19 people. He killed 6. Terrible, terrible day. I almost died, but I fought for my life and I survived.
You said 2011.
I learned to walk again, one step at a time.
Oh,
I
man.
learned to talk again, one word at a time. So many people helped me as I worked hard to recover, including a decent man for Delaware who always checked in. He still does. Thank you, Joe Biden. Thank you for everything. Joe is a great president. My friend Kamala will be a great president. She is tough. She has grit.
Go ahead,
Kamala
Gabby. Come on.
can beat the gun lobby. She can fight gun trafficking. Kamala stood up to Wall Street and the drug company. She will protect abortion access.
Excellent.
She will defend our freedom. She saved lives. Join me in voting for Kamala Harris.
You did good. You did good. That's a good job for her. I ain't seen her in a long time. Shout out. Shout out.
How do you fight gun trafficking? What type of legislation could they
That's
do
for them.
in the comments, y'all, or in the chat, whatever? What could they do? What could you possibly do? Gun trafficking.
Hold on. They having
That's what we're
fun.
talking about.
Let's
I
go.
had the honor of meeting
All right.
Vice President Harris when I got to introduce her when she spoke at my high school about gun violence.
Parkland happened, and all I could think about is that I wanted to keep my kids safe.
On July 4th, 2022, I was next in line to walk in the Highland Park Independence Day Parade when gunshots erupted.
7 people were shot and killed, and 48 more were injured.
Vice President Harris has been a gun sense champion since she was our California AG.
We have 2 options in November. We have Kamala Harris, who has already proven her leadership in the Biden-Harris administration. They passed the first ever comprehensive gun reform in 30 years. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has cozied up to the NRA and the gun lobby.
I have full confidence in Vice President Harris that she's dedicated to and committed to finding a solution to end gun violence.
That's going to always be a tough thing to fight the guns that's on the streets.
Well, that's what
He's
I'm
also
saying.
a 3-time Grammy-winning singer-songwriter and global
It
pop
is. It does.
icon,
You know?
Pink.
Let's go,
That
Pink.
happens a lot.
Yes.
Trying to get into the emotions. Let's get back to it.
We're searchlights. We can
We'll let y'all look at the whole thing. You know, I know entertainment.
Yes.
rockets pointed up at the stars. We are
Billions of beautiful hearts.
You sold us down the river too far. What about us? What about all the times you said you had the answer? What about us?
What about all the broken happy ever afters?
Oh, what about us? What about all the plans that ended in disaster? What about love? What about trust? What about us? We have problems that want to be solved.
We are children that need to be loved.
We were willing, we came when you called. But man, you fooled us. Enough is enough. Oh, what about us? What about all the times you said you had the answer? What about us?
What about all the broken happy ever afters?
What about us? What about all the plans that ended in disaster? What about love? What about trust? What about us? Sticks and stones, they may break these bones, but then are you ready? Are you ready? I don't want control, I want to let go. I'll be ready. Now it's time to let them know. What about us? What about all the times you said you had the answers? So what about us?
What about all the broken happy ever afters?
What about us? What about all the plans that ended in disaster? What about love? What about trust? What about us? What about us? What about us? What about us?
What?
Holla at your girl. Low Pink.
Global security
Uh-oh.
and global prosperity
depend on the leadership of the United States of America. And a strong America remains indispensable to the world. Our democratic ideals of freedom and liberty inspire billions, and our military is the strongest in the world.
Facts. Let's go.
Our military is a force that underwrites global stability and our national security.
Now that was a good speech for her.
Please welcome Arizona Senator
That was a
Kelly.
good speech.
Good speech writer, you say?
Well, it doesn't matter. Everybody uses speech writers. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. I just wanted to be fair. Let's do it.
I get you. I get you.
Hello, Chicago. Hello, Democrats.
Those Dems know how to party. Let's go.
So, President Obama had to follow Michelle. I had to follow Gabby and Pink. Gabby amazes me every single day. She was able to walk out and address you tonight because she's a fighter. And thanks to a team of doctors, nurses, and especially her speech therapist. We all need a team. I've flown into space 4 times. I've flown into combat nearly 40 times. Not once did I do that by myself.
All right.
It took a team to accomplish a mission. It always does. I flew in the Navy during the first Gulf War.
Shout out the Navy.
America rallied our allies to kick out a tyrant
They do a little something. They do a
who
little something.
invaded a neighbor. Today, Vladimir Putin is testing whether we're still that strong. Iran, North Korea, and especially China watch closely.
Facts.
What's Trump's answer? He invited Russia to do, and these are his words, not mine, whatever the hell they want. Vice President Harris has always championed America's support for NATO, for Ukraine, and for the Ukrainian people. On the Senate Intelligence Committee, she investigated Russian interference in our election. She defends free and fair elections everywhere. You already know how Trump feels about those. Donald Trump skipped his intelligence briefings. He was too busy sucking up to dictators and dreaming of becoming one himself.
Man,
Trump
really be
thinks
coming up
that
with
Americans who have made the
See, these are
ultimate
all opinions.
sacrifice are suckers and losers. If we fall for that again and make him the commander-in-chief, the only suckers would be us.
Is that right?
Kamala Harris
Okay, he's saying something.
knows that standing with our allies means standing up for Americans. She'll keep modernizing our military to support our troops and to support our veterans like our next Vice President, Tim Walz.
We need to support the vets. That's the truth.
Yeah, for sure.
The world laughs at Trump, literally. But folks, it is not funny. When he was president, that meant the world was laughing at us. The threats we face are too serious. The sacrifices our service members make are too sacred. The alliances we've spent decades building are too critical. That's what's at stake now. And the choice isn't even close. But in Arizona and nationwide, this election will be. We'll win in the same way we launch rockets into space and land fighter jets on an aircraft carrier as one team on one mission. State by state, voter by voter, coming together. No country is better than ours at solving big problems. So, on November 5th, let's prove that America is still the leader the world needs today by electing the leader we need right now, Kamala Harris. Thank you, everybody.
That speech was okay. It was okay.
Yeah.
It was up and down.
Well, I guess.
It was up and down. It was up and down.
Please welcome former Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta.
Oh,
I remember
okay.
I remember him.
Panetta, let's go. Yeah, we both do. Let's go.
I remember that guy.
We both do. Let's see what he has to say.
My fellow Americans, I'm proud to have
Leon.
served in the Army, the Congress, the White House, Chief of Staff, CIA Director, and Secretary of Defense. I've looked into the eyes of our warriors and deployed them into battle. I gave the order directing our special operations forces to fly 2 helicopters 150 miles into Abbottabad at night.
I know what he's talking about.
And by the time the sun rose, Osama bin Laden was dead.
Yes. Shout out.
Yeah, I was over there.
Let's
I was
go.
over there during that time.
Because nobody attacks our country and gets away with it. Nobody.
And Intel, that's what got it, man.
That's
Yeah.
That's what our warriors do. That's what our warriors do. Our warriors need a tough, cool-headed commander-in-chief to defend our democracy from tyrants and terrorists. We need Kamala Harris behind the resolute desk. She knows a tyrant when she sees one. And our allies know a leader when they see one. On the Senate Intelligence Committee and as vice president, she worked with more than 150 world leaders. She's looked our allies in the eye and said, America has your back. Trump would abandon our allies and isolate America. We tried that in the 1930s. It was foolish and dangerous then,
Couple of reasons.
and it's
Couple of
foolish
reasons, Ken.
and dangerous now.
What? Abandon your allies. What?
Well, not
Listen
so much
to
as
President
abandon. He
Reagan.
made some statements.
President Reagan, isolationism never was and never will be an acceptable response to tyrannical governments. Never. Trump tells tyrants like Putin they can do whatever the hell they want. Kamala Harris tells tyrants,
when?
The hell you can, not on my watch.
Let's see.
Whatever. You see what they doing now?
I'm not plus
with
going into
President
another war.
Zelensky
I'm not.
But you
fight
see,
back against
they're doing what they
Russia.
want now.
She knows
Let's see.
that protecting their democracy protects our democracy as well.
The Ukraine, what?
Not a lot
doing?
of claps on that. Not a lot
Donald
of
Trump
claps.
does not understand the world. And he does not understand the service and sacrifice of our military. Our fallen veterans are not suckers. They are not losers. They are our heroes.
Y'all keep hearing that, congregation. Y'all know he was supposedly made those statements. That's why they keep keying
I would like
in.
to. I would like to
Kamala
hear that.
Harris will honor our veterans.
That's just what people have just been running with.
And in Tim Walz,
Wasn't recorded.
we will have a
See?
vice president who has served in uniform honorably for 24 years.
Okay.
Kamala Harris understands this moment. It is a moment of danger and a moment of opportunity. She'll keep America's military the strongest in the world, the strongest ever known. And she understands what our military is for. The role of our military is to defend us from foreign enemies. It is not to threaten Americans, and it sure as hell isn't to put immigrants in camps.
Look, somebody need to get a hold of it because it's out of control.
Something has to be
Every
done about the
president-
border. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Every
If you got to
president-
use the military to jump in because it's out of control.
Since World War II,
You got to.
Republican and Democrat, has shared the belief that America must protect democracy in the world. Every president has honored our veterans and their sacrifices. Every president, but one. So we face a critical choice: to vote for someone who stands with our military and stands up for democracy, or someone who will disrespect our heroes and undermine our democracy. My fellow Americans, there is only one choice. One choice.
Who is that
Let
choice?
me tell you something.
In the comments.
When she takes her oath of office, as she will this January,
Okay. Let's see.
our allies will cheer. Our enemies will fear.
Fear?
And we will have
I
a
don't know about that.
commander-in-chief that we can trust. God bless our veterans, and God,
God
bless our
America. Let's go.
Hey, in the chat,
having
man, in the comment, what y'all think? Leon, he got
Hey,
out there,
He did his thing. He
Please
did his
welcome
thing.
Arizona
That carried a
Representative
little weight.
I don't agree
Rubén
with a lot
Gallego.
of that stuff, man. I think it's a lot of things that just been just thrown around. You know?
I'm a
I
dad,
hear you.
husband, congressman, and the proudest Arizonan you'll ever meet.
Arizona's showing
But
up.
I am even prouder to be a Marine. Rah!
Okay.
Marine.
Shout out.
Okay,
Double
Marine.
dog. Let's
My
go.
mom raised us alone on a secretary's salary. I slept on the floor. I worked every job I could: meat packing, construction, making pizzas. I made it to Harvard with no money or connections. Other kids were happy because they were at Harvard. I was happy because I finally had a mattress. Then I enlisted, fought alongside my brothers with Lima 325 in Iraq. They called
Iraq.
us
That's
Lucky
where I
Lima,
was at.
but our luck ran out.
I remember that.
We saw some of the heaviest combat of the war.
For sure.
And when we got home, the government failed to help us readjust. We have a duty to care for our patriots who serve our nation.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
For the Vietnam veteran and Buckeye who relies on the VA for his medication. For the Afghan veteran in Pittsburgh who finally got treatment for his PTSD. For the Marine in Milwaukee who relies on the benefits she earned. For my Navajo brothers and sisters who serve the Marines with me, I remember you too. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz are fighting for them. Kamala Harris has delivered more benefits to more veterans than ever before, and has achieved the lowest veterans unemployment rate in history. Vice President Harris has stood up for us and our families always. Tim Walz served for 24 years. His passion for veterans earned him respect on both sides of the aisle, and he stands with us too. In fact, let me introduce you to some of the many Democrats who understand what service means, because we put country over politics. We were proud to wear the uniform.
All right.
And we're proud serving our country.
Let's go.
In city halls, state capitals, the U.S. House, and the Senate. These veterans represent the best of our country. We stand united as veterans, Democrats, and patriots to fight for everyone who serves.
We can't say nothing negative. Let's
But
go.
Politicians.
It's all right.
But politicians like Donald Trump, they don't stand with us.
Don't
They
stand
call
with
patriots like Senator McCain losers.
That was
John
facts.
McCain was an American hero. Show some respect. Trump's Project 2025 will slash
Trump's
veteran
project
benefits
now.
and force VA
Everything's
hospitals
Trump's
to close
project.
across the nation. Show
People
some
that work for him
respect.
put it together.
If
So,
he endorsed it, it's his project.
For the
Let's go.
18-year-old
He didn't endorse it
decided
though.
to enlist.
Okay.
That's the
For the
thing. He
families
didn't
like
endorse.
mine who prayed every night that their loved one would come home.
He did
For
not
our troops
endorse. Just
stationed
because I hired
thousands of
somebody
miles away.
and now they're
For
not
my
in my
Marines
cabinet
of Lima
anymore.
Company,
Come on now.
let's elect Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
Well, he hasn't came out and said anything about it.
Don't
So.
just
Yes, he
respect
has.
our
He has said
service,
he denied that.
but
25.
He
revere it.
denied Project 25?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
All
the
right,
but
bro.
nobody's
veterans
not
who defended
repeating
this
that.
country
Okay.
aren't
Nobody's
just the reason
repeating
we
that.
can sleep at night.
But I'm telling you,
They're the reason we
on this
can
stage, they've been
dream.
repeating it. They
And
haven't been
together-
repeating Project 25. Project
Together,
25.
we'll fight for
Like,
our
what?
veterans and everyone who
No, that's not
serves
me.
our country. Thank you.
Still a good job. Now,
Come
you're gonna
on, man.
continue
You
to
can't
hear
be-
Project 25. Yes, but it's politics.
Yeah, he denied it. He already
running it.
denied it.
Yeah.
What are you saying? He lying?
I haven't seen it.
Is that what you're saying?
You said you
Is that what-
seen
is
it.
that what you're saying?
You said you seen it, but I haven't. So,
So
I
I'm lying.
need to see it. No, I'm not saying you lied.
You
I
know,
haven't
you want
seen
me
it,
to send
Kane.
that to you? I'll
No.
send it to you.
That's
That
fine,
wouldn't
though.
change
That'll
your mind,
be
though.
good.
That wouldn't change your mind because.
But what is the
like-
propaganda that's going around right now? That he
This, the
endorses
same
it?
thing. You
Yes.
keep hearing them say that.
Yes,
Every person that
yes,
comes up, the next person on their list is supposed to be the governor of Michigan. The governor of
And
Michigan is
there's
supposed to be
some
coming up, Gretchen Whitmer.
But
But
some things you're gonna hear and see that they're gonna continue to hit on when he said things about veterans that wasn't good. So you're gonna continue to hear these same things, because
well, I would look at it
it's
like
the
this.
politics
Congregation,
of-
y'all.
yeah, come on.
I understand you keep repeating politics. But,
Yeah.
So my
That's
thing
how it's
is
played.
in the comments, what do y'all think between 2016 and 2020? How do y'all feel about how things were going during that time frame? Was it a hellhole? Was it crazy?
I'm Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
That's what
Let's
I'm talking
go.
about. We can listen to her, but it's going to be repeat. It's going to be on repeat.
Governor. But in Detroit, they call me Big Gretch.
Big Gretch, let's go.
Donald Trump called me that woman from Michigan as an insult. Being a woman from Michigan is a badge of honor. Like women across America, we just GSD. Get stuff done.
Okay, all right. Keep it PG.
At 29, I joined the sandwich generation. Sandwiched between working and raising my newborn and caring for my mom, who was dying from brain cancer. It was hard, but not extraordinary. It's life. Those nights reminded me who I was fighting for. People just trying to make it. Kamala Harris knows who she's fighting for too. She took care of her mom, who also battled cancer. As president, she'll fight to lower the cost of healthcare and elder care for every family. She's lived a life like ours. She knows us. Donald Trump doesn't know you at all. You think he understands that when your car breaks down, you can't get to work? No. His first word was probably chauffeur.
I know you want to say something.
You
Go
think
ahead,
he's
Kane.
ever had to take items out of the cart before checking out?
Go ahead and go with this. Because people think that.
Hell, you think he's ever been to a grocery store? That's what the chauffeur is for.
That doesn't matter. I have
But
to say
Kamala
that.
Harris,
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
she gets us. She
How?
sees us.
How?
She is us.
How?
Calm down.
Explain yourself, Gretchen.
Look.
Or that woman
we've
from Michigan.
all lived through
Hey, hold
a
up
lot
now.
of
That's
history
Big
over
Gretch.
the past few years. Floods and fires, an attempted coup, a plot, and a pandemic. It's exhausting. We don't know what the next 4 years will bring. But what we do know is this. Through it all, your life won't stop. You're going to have to get to work, pick up the kids, and pay your bills. And then one day, when you're just trying to get everyone out the door, a news alert goes off. Something happened. Something hit the fan. You'll ask, is my family going to be okay? And then you'll ask, who the hell is in charge? What if it's him? What if
He was in
it's
charge from 2016
that
to
man
2020.
from Mar-a-Lago?
What happened? Tell us what happened in the comments, y'all. Tell us what happened in 2016
I
to
know.
2020.
In a crisis, we need someone strong enough to come up with a plan.
That's what I want to know.
To tell the truth and to bring people together. Right now, before the crisis, is when we get to choose. Why wouldn't we choose the leader who's tough, tested, and a total badass?
All right. We just have to see. I'm holding everything.
See about what?
To the debate. I want to see a
know
debate.
who I want
Yes.
as our commander-in-chief.
She's
America,
already in office.
let's
She could be
choose
doing
Kamala
some of this
Harris.
stuff now.
No, there's no time to be talking about doing anything right now.
Well, she
we're
been there
not
for
finna get on
almost 4 years. She
I
ain't
know.
did
We're
nothing.
not talking about any of that. Well, they said she did
I know.
something.
I know.
They
That's
said
what we're
she
not
did
talking
something.
about.
I know. They said she did something. Okay.
That's what they think it is.
This is
Please
supposed to
welcome
be just
actress,
to build
director, and philanthropist Eva Longoria.
Let's go. Let's go. I haven't seen Eva Longoria in a minute.
Hello, Chicago!
Okay.
Yes! I
am so excited to be here tonight. What an honor to be part of this historic moment, and y'all are part of it. Look, I have known Kamala Harris for more than a decade, and she comes from a family a lot like mine, and I'm sure a lot like yours. We were both raised knowing that no one was going to hand us anything, especially as women. That we were going to have to touch every rung of the ladder to get ahead. We were going to have to work really hard. Now, she worked at McDonald's, but I worked at Wendy's. And look at us now. You see,
blah, blah.
Kamala and
tell
I
your
were
story.
able to see beyond the horizon.
Go ahead, Eva.
Because our families supported our big dreams. Well, guess what? As Americans, we're all part of one big family. Somos familia.
Okay.
And as familia, we have to have each other's back. We have to support each other's dreams because Kamala's success is our success.
See, let's go.
And she supports us to dream big too. So let me tell you, in the Latino community, in our community, we have a saying, sí se puede, which means yes. It means yes, we can. But tonight, I'm here to tell you, yes, she can. So we're going to say, she se puede. So when someone asks you, is she ready to lead this country forward? We're going to say, she se puede.
She se puede.
Is she qualified for the job? We're going to say, she se puede. When somebody asks, is she going to be the first female president of the United States? We're going to say, she se puede.
We learning things tonight. Let's go.
Our vote. We're going to decide
help them out.
this
Help them out.
election. And let me tell you, the energy tonight isn't just here in Chicago, it's all across the country. People are gathered at watch parties everywhere to celebrate Kamala Harris.
Come watch it. Thank you for watching it with us. Let's
Say
go.
hello. Yes. All right. We know how to work, so let's get to work. Let's turn all of this enthusiasm and joy into action between now and November 5th. Let's go. She se puede. She se puede.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, we getting hype.
Oh, my goodness.
It's going down. Thank you, Eva. Good job. She did a good job. She did it.
Please welcome former Illinois Republican Representative Adam Kinzinger.
All right.
Hey, good evening. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm Adam Kinzinger, and I am proud to be in the trenches with you as part of this sometimes awkward alliance that we have to defend truth, defend democracy, and decency. I was just a kid when I was drawn to the party of Ronald Reagan, to his vision of a strong America, the shining city on a hill. I was a Republican for 12 years in Congress, and I still hold on to the label. I never thought I'd be here, but listen, you never thought you'd see me here, did you? But I've learned something about the Democratic Party, and I want to let my fellow Republicans in on the secret. The Democrats are as patriotic as us.
Hey, need to play some more music and get y'all, get y'all juices flowing. That's what they need to do.
They love this country just as much as we do.
Yeah, because it was going. You know who did the best, I think, speed that was hype was old Hulk Hogan. Don't you remember
And
that? That was crazy.
And they are as eager to defend American values at home and abroad as we conservatives have ever been. I was relieved to discover that because I've learned something about my party too.
What's that?
Something I couldn't ignore. The Republican Party is no longer conservative.
Uh-oh.
It has switched its allegiance
Uh-oh.
from the
To who?
principles that gave it purpose to a man whose only purpose is himself.
Mm.
I wonder why they
Donald
think that.
Trump is a weak man pretending to be strong.
I wonder why they think that.
I don't agree with that part right there.
He is a small man pretending to be big.
Well, he's doing a good job. If
He's
that's-
a faithless man pretending to be righteous.
2016 to 2020.
He's a perpetrator.
What went
who can't
wrong?
Stop playing the victim.
What went wrong?
Hold on, Kane.
He puts on, listen, he puts on quite a show, but there is no real strength there. As a conservative and a veteran, I believe true strength lies in defending the vulnerable. It's in protecting your family. It's in standing up for our Constitution and our democracy. That is the soul of being a conservative. It used to be the soul of being a Republican, but Donald Trump has suffocated the soul of the Republican Party. His fundamental
Shout out,
weakness
Maxine.
has coursed through my party like an illness.
No shout out.
Sapping our strength, softening our spine,
She's a
whipping
garbage
us
can.
into a fever that has
Hey,
untethered
hold up.
us from our values.
She's a
Hold
garbage
up.
can.
No.
Our democracy
I'm just
was
being
frayed
honest.
by the events of January 6th, as Donald Trump's deceit and dishonor led to a siege on the United States Capitol. That day, I stood witness to a profound
I watched
sorrow,
that. I
the
really wanna bring
desecration
that
of
up,
our
man.
sacred tradition
Well, I
of
know we
peaceful
doing this,
transition
but-
of power.
Yeah. It
I
was a
Harnessed
bad
by
watched
day.
the
a
whole
man
bit.
too
I
fragile,
watched the whole
too vain,
Save
and too
America
weak to accept defeat.
rally, and he did not say storm the Capitol.
How can
It
a
doesn't
party
matter.
claim to be patriotic
We would
if it
always
idolizes
have
a man
different
who
views
tried
on
to
that, Kane.
overthrow a
Come
free
on
and
now.
fair election?
He did not say storm the Capitol.
How can a
He did
party
not say
claim to stand for
he said,
liberty if
go
it
there and
sees a fight for
peacefully
freedom in Ukraine,
protest.
an attack pitting
That's
tyranny
exactly what he
against
said,
democracy,
man. I watched the.
a challenge
it's not
to
very
everything
many
our
that you can
nation
find
claims to be,
anywhere.
and it retreats.
But I watched it.
It equivocates.
That's fine.
It
I
nominates
think
a
he
man
played a
who is
part in it.
weirdly
We just have
obsessed
different
with
views.
See, that's what I'm saying. You ain't even watched it.
And his running
You
mate,
haven't even watched
his
it. but you
running
think
mate,
that
he
he
It's
said,
played a
okay.
quote,
part.
I
He
don't
did
care
play a
what
part in it.
happens.
That's
in
my
Ukraine.
belief.
See? Yeah, because of everybody else.
Yeah, and he wants to
My
be vice
belief.
president.
That's what everybody else tells you.
How can a party claim to be
This is what
conservative when
Adam
it tarnishes
Kinzinger
the
is
gifts
talking about right now.
that our forebears fought for? Men like
He's
my
just repeating
grandfather,
stuff, and
who
this is
served
what,
in World
this
War
is what
II,
goes on.
who believed in a cause
Just
bigger
continue
than
to repeat
himself,
stuff.
and he risked his life for it
Continue.
behind enemy lines. To preserve American democracy, his generation found the courage to
Went on
face
Twitter
down
and told him
armies.
to stop it and everything.
Listen,
They ain't even.
all we're
they
asked to do
blocked
is
his
That don't
account.
mean
summon the courage
anything. It
to
was
stand
already
blocked his
to
account.
one
That don't
weak
mean anything.
man.
You're not going to argue about that right now.
I'm just telling you, that's what happened. A lot of people just don't want to think that. You
Too
think
far, too gone.
some
That
have
doesn't mean
questioned-
anything.
what you
Some have
do? What are
questioned
you
why I've
talking
taken
about?
the
This is
stand
what
I
he's
have.
bringing up.
The answer is
He's
really
bringing up
simple,
that.
ladies and
A
gentlemen.
couple days before he was
We
relinquishing power.
must put country
Why are we talking
first.
about that?
Because you're going to hit everything
And tonight-
that everybody considers
And
negative.
tonight,
They're
as a
going to hit it.
Republican
You're going to
speaking
continue to
before
hear
you,
it.
I'm
but that
putting
was
our
before he was done.
It's okay. It's okay.
What? Yeah,
because the fact
what you
is,
can
I
say
do
about
belong
that?
here.
Nothing. You see him?
I
they
know
not saying
Kamala
it-
Harris
it
shares my
anything yet.
allegiance to the rule of
They're
law,
talking about things
the
that happened
Constitution,
after his
and
presidency
democracy.
and 2 weeks before
And
he
she
gave up.
is dedicated
to
upholding
Biden.
all three
That's all
in
they talk
service of
about.
our country.
Yep, but it
Whatever
was bad.
policies we disagree
It's still
on
sustaining
pale
that.
in comparison with those fundamental matters of
I think it was
principle,
bad.
of
Turn it down
decency,
during
and
Black
of
Lives Matter.
fidelity to this nation.
That was bad also. Yeah, huge bad. Yeah. Yeah. But January 6th is going to always be there.
To my fellow
Everything
Republicans,
Whatever.
that we talk
if you
about.
still
Yeah.
pledge allegiance to those principles,
Think that
I suspect you
people
belong
that
here too.
died during
Because-
Black Lives Matter. Died.
And a person died doing January
Because
6th.
Yeah, one
democracy
person.
knows no
I'm talking
party.
about people died in Seattle.
It's a
Yes.
It's a living,
You don't
breathing
think about
ideal that defines us
about
as a
that.
nation.
I don't.
People
I
die,
hate
It's the
that.
bedrock.
I don't like that.
Separates us from
Police can't come
tyranny.
over here.
And when that
remember
foundation is
that?
fractured,
Yes, that was
we
bad.
must all stand together,
Easily
united, to strengthen it.
We forget all the stuff that was going on.
We got to get back to
It's
this
okay
speech.
though. It's okay.
No, it's not.
If you think those principles are worth defending,
Let's listen
then
to
I
Adam.
urge you, make the right choice. Vote for our bedrock values and vote for Kamala Harris. God bless you.
Now we can get into it a little
I
bit.
know you want to listen to him. He wasn't saying anything. That's why I wanted to talk over that.
But we
This
want
is
our
what Jesus
listeners.
said
We
to
want
her,
people.
Everybody else.
Yeah, but we
Please
want.
welcome
You're gonna
lawyer,
hear some of the
policy
same
advocate,
things.
and
You
sister
might hear
of
it
the Vice
again.
President, Maya Harris.
Okay. Let's go. Let's
Hello,
go.
Chicago. In 1958, a 19-year-old from India left the only country she'd ever known to chart her own path in America. She came here to pursue an education, but she stayed here to build a life. Her name was Dr. Shamala Gopalan Harris.
Okay. Shout out to Mama.
But we called her Mommy. Mommy was so many things to so many people. A civil rights activist, a scientist, a devoted mother to her 2 little girls. But most of all, Mommy was a trailblazer who defied the odds and defined herself.
Shout out Joe
And when it
Torres.
came to Kamala and me, Mommy had great expectations for us, but she had even greater expectations of us. She raised us to believe that we could be and do anything. And we believed her. You see, Mommy understood the power and the possibility that come with knowing and showing who you truly are. She knew we could be the authors of our own stories.
Shout out to
just
Joel
as she'd been
Torres.
the author of her own. Mommy's journey and the opportunity that she wanted for Kamala and me, that's a distinctly American story.
They do be crying sometimes. All right.
We may all have different histories.
I agree.
Different struggles or different perspectives. But what binds us
Thank you for
together
leaving that comment.
is the fervent desire to be free, to fulfill our God-given potential. Kamala's entire life has been about fighting for each of us to have that freedom. And like so many Americans, Kamala knows what it's like to be underestimated and be counted out. She knows what it's like to be the underdog and yet still beat the odds. And now she has created so much electricity, so much optimism, so much joy throughout
Let's
the
see.
nation. And it
Let's
is why
see.
we need her leadership in this historic moment. We are living in a time when some are trying to divide us, to separate us in ways that make it difficult for us to come together. Well, look, my sister rejects that view. Where others push darkness, Kamala
Don't do all
sees
the bouncing.
promise.
Please don't do all the
Where
bouncing.
others
Well,
feel
you know, I'm thinking
Don't
of
do
what
the bounce.
they
Kamala
show her.
fosters
Yeah,
connection.
yeah.
I'm just
Where
saying
Like you
she's
see
doing
her
all
speak
the.
before.
Want to
I know.
drag
I
us
know.
Doesn't matter.
back to the past.
We keying in on that.
Yeah, but
My
don't
sister
do all that.
says, hold up now.
Let her keep
We
going.
are not going back.
Yeah, is that her?
Calm
or
down.
Has she been coached with that? Has she been
I don't
coached?
know all the bouncing. She need to cut it out. Get up there and speak.
Hold up.
Because Kamala understands we have so much more in common than what separates us. She knows the measure of our success isn't just winning an election. It's about who we bring along and lift up in the process. And so as I look out at all of you today and take in this incredible moment, I so wish that mommy could be here tonight. I can just see her smiling, saying how proud she is of Kamala.
Shout out, Mama
And
Harris,
then-
doctor.
Without missing a beat, she say, that's enough. You got work to do. She would tell all of us to roll up our sleeves and get to work, to elect a leader who sees the potential in each of us, a leader who cares for all of us, a leader who fights for every one of us. Our Democratic nominee, my big sister, the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Let's go. He doing it.
What you got
Shout
going?
out.
And,
Shout out.
You know,
Shout out.
Kamala Harris and my big sister.
She did
Calm
good.
down. Calm down, sister. Calm
Shout
down.
out to Belize. Shout out from Belize, Central America. Let's go, Joel
Please
Torres.
welcome North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper.
That's what I'm talking about, Belize. I'm telling you.
Let's go.
Hello, America. I'm Roy Cooper, the last guy standing between you and the moment we're all waiting for. So I'm going to get right to it. All week, you've heard stories about my friend Kamala. I want to take you behind the scenes of one of them. 2011 was a rough time for American homeowners. Hundreds of thousands were losing their homes to illegal foreclosure. I was Attorney General in North Carolina, while Kamala had just become California's. All the AGs were close to a settlement with the big banks, and it was a pretty good deal. Would have meant $4 billion for California families who'd been ripped off. I know that sounds like a lot, but Kamala said, hang on a minute. I've met these families. I know what they've been through, and they deserve more. She went toe-to-toe with some of the world's most powerful executives, and she refused to give in. Let me tell you, this was a huge risk, but she knew it was a risk worth taking. That's Kamala. And we all know what happened. The banks caved. That $4 billion for California families became $20 billion. That was the first time I witnessed Kamala in action. And what I saw was a leader who does exactly what she says she's going to do, who never will settle for less. America, we got a lot of big fights ahead of us.
We do.
And we've got one hell of a fighter ready to take them on. I know that. I know that because I know her. And tonight, I want the American people to know, even if you don't agree with her on everything, Kamala Harris will fight for you to the very end. For families who need better health care,
What you
for
fighting
a
now?
safer place to live, Kamala
Hold
will
up.
fight for
I'm
you.
cooking.
now.
Let them
For
cook.
parents
Let them cook.
Who want better
Let 'em
schools
cook.
for their kids,
VP.
for workers,
VP.
worried about a secure
Let 'em
retirement
cook.
What you doing
for
now? Nothing?
themselves.
Let them
Kamala
cook, Kay.
will fight for you. For any one of our allies, anywhere in the world, wondering if America still has your back, remember this. Kamala will fight for you. And when she fights, we win.
Oh, he tied that in good.
Kamala's ready. Kamala's ready. The question is, are we?
Hey, he did a good
Are
job.
we going to
Let's
stand
go.
up and fight for Kamala like
Did
she'll
you know-
stand up and fight for us?
I ain't gonna say it now.
All right. If you're ready, my home state of North Carolina, Stand up.
Shout out to North Carolina.
Stand up,
Shout out to
Pennsylvania.
North Carolina.
Stand up,
North
Michigan.
Kakalaki.
Stand up, Wisconsin. Stand up, Georgia. Stand up, Nevada. Stand up, Arizona. Stand up, America. Are we going to stand up? Are we going to fight? Are we going to vote? Are we going to win?
Hey.
You bet we are. Let's go get them.
All right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Shout out North Kakalaki. Let's go.
Jeez.
Pretty good job. Pretty good job.
She grew up in a tight-knit neighborhood. It was the kind of place where your neighbor would look after you when school let out, where your first grade teacher would show up at your law school graduation.
Oh, man.
It's where Kamala Harris learned what it means to be in the middle class, making every paycheck count. She was raised by a working mom who taught her about standing up for what's right and protecting the people you love.
Kamala carries the lessons of our mother, the fighting spirit of our mother, the compassion.
She was all of 5 feet tall. If you met her, you would have thought she was 7 feet tall. And our mother, if I'd ever come home complaining about anything, she wouldn't have it. The first thing she'd say is, well, just stop the complaining. Just tell me what you're going to do about it.
And since she was a young girl, Kamala Harris has been fighting for families like the ones she grew up with.
That is Kamala. She can't help herself from standing up for people and standing up for what she thinks is right.
Yeah.
She has been that way our whole lives. Being a protector is what led her to become a prosecutor. Looking back now, I could say it was her calling.
As a courtroom prosecutor, she went after predators who targeted women and children, and fraudsters who ripped off working families. And she put dangerous gang members and human traffickers behind bars.
We didn't have partnerships with DOJ or FBI or DEA or any of those law enforcement agencies. Now we all work collaboratively. She was the person who built the foundation in how we do criminal justice in America.
As Attorney General of California, she held the big Wall Street banks accountable for fraud, winning $20 billion for California families. She took on one of the largest for-profit colleges that was scamming students. And in the Senate, she fought for her constituents with the determination of a prosecutor, standing up for reproductive freedom.
Can you think of any laws that give the government the power to make decisions about the male body?
I'm not thinking of any right now, Senator.
She fought to keep our children safe from the terror of gun violence.
How many of you guys had to have a drill where you learned about how you need to hide in a closet or crouch in a corner in the event that there is a mass shooter? Look at that. Look at that.
On the Intelligence Committee, she defended our nation against foreign adversaries. And in 2020, she made history as the first woman to be elected Vice President of the United States. She cast the tie-breaking vote to deliver urgent relief to the American people during the pandemic. She beat Big Pharma to lower prescription drug costs and capped the cost of insulin, and led the fight to restore reproductive rights after Roe v. Wade was overturned.
We have worked too hard and fought too long to see our daughters grow up in a world with fewer rights than our mothers.
Because she's never been afraid to stand up to powerful interests.
Sometimes people will open the door for you and leave it open. Sometimes they won't. And then you need to kick that door down.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
Now,
Cackling.
for president.
Cackling.
Still fighting for families like the one she grew up with.
Our campaign is about saying
They
we
did a great
trust
job
the
with
people.
this.
We're saying we just want fairness. We want dignity for all people. And we are a work in progress. We haven't yet quite reached all of those ideals, but we will die trying because we love our country. We believe in our country. We're not falling for these folks who are trying to divide us, trying to pull us apart. We know what we stand for, and we stand for the people, and we stand for the dignity of work, and we stand for freedom. We stand for justice. We stand for equality. And so we will fight for all of it.
That's who Kamala Harris is. That's what she believes. And that's what she'll fight for every day.
Well, I'm
We
feeling
got y'all
something.
feelings.
I'm feeling
We
something.
got them.
They did
We
a
got
great
y'all
job.
feelings.
They did a great job.
Please welcome the Democratic nominee for president, Vice
They did a
President
great
of the
job.
United States of America, Kamala Harris.
Let's go. Hats off. Let's go.
They didn't hype it up, baby. They didn't hype it up.
We clearing the
Let's see what
smoke,
you got.
baby. We clearing the smoke. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Let's go.
Yeah.
Feel the goosebumps right now. Let's go.
Hey, baby.
Walk your walk. Vice President Kamala Harris. Let's go. Talk your talk.
VP.
Let's see. Let's go.
It's time to talk. It's time to talk. You got the stage.
Let's go.
I need you to do it.
Clear the smoke again. Clear the smoke again. Let's go.
Good evening.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Ain't said a word in a few days now. I need you to say something.
Leave her alone. Leave her alone. We gotta let her cook. We gotta let her cook.
I hope they wrote this one good.
It don't matter.
You know,
Everybody
people-
got speech writing.
People
Don't
vote
hate.
with their emotions. People vote with their emotions. Folks.
Kane, you
Go
sounding
ahead
like
and-
you're hating.
Go ahead and
You
capture
hating.
them.
Sir,
Capture
you
them.
sound,
Capture
you sound like
them.
you're hating.
I'm just saying. That's what
Come
people
on.
do.
It's
Look
the
at 'em.
uncomfortable truth
It's like,
bringing
it's,
it.
hey, look. It's like a pastor.
Good evening,
Bring them in.
everyone.
Bring them
That's what you
in.
gotta do.
Good
That's
Woo!
evening.
That's
Let's
what,
go.
that's what she's doing.
Stop hating, Kane. Come on.
Hey, I'm
You
just
might be
saying.
getting a little passionate right now. I don't want to say emotional.
Here
Let's
we
go.
Good evening, everyone.
Her
Get
husband
'em.
about to cry.
Get
Let's
'em.
go. Her husband about to cry. He is
Thank
crying.
you.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
let's
look at
go,
him.
baby.
Thank
Hey,
you.
get it
Thank
together. Get it
That's
together.
my
Mr.
wife.
Harris.
That's what he's saying.
Mr. Harris, get it together.
It's getting hot in here. I gotta take it off. It's getting hot. Let's
Look at
go.
'em.
Come on.
You better
let's
not
go.
disappoint these people. They all in their feelings right now.
Thank
You better not
Thank
disappoint
you.
these people.
Leave it
thank
alone.
you. Thank
Hey,
you.
congregation sound like
Thank
Mr.
you,
Kane is
everyone.
hating right now.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
this is positive, right?
Thank you.
Don't
Let's go.
disappoint.
All right, let's stop.
you.
Let's see. They should have still
Look
been
at her.
cheering. Let's go.
Look at her.
Let's go.
She's
Let's see
getting
what
the
she got to
encore and
say.
she ain't
Thank
saying
you
nothing.
all.
She should.
Okay, we gotta get to some business.
That's what. Look. That's what. Let's go. That's what a
Okay.
leader would say. Let's
Thank you
go.
all. Okay. Thank
You don't
you.
want to
Thank
mess
you,
up
thank
nothing. I
you,
need to
thank
keep
you,
this.
Thank you.
You know, I
Thank
practiced
you,
this
thank
100
you.
times now.
Please, thank
Here
you.
we go.
Please,
Here we
thank
go.
you so
Congregation.
very much.
We're gonna practice this 100 times.
Thank you,
Let's go.
everyone.
Leave it
Thank
alone.
you,
Leave it
everyone. Thank you. Okay, let's get to business. Let's get to business.
We
All
can
right.
party afterwards. Let's go.
Yeah. Woo.
So,
I'm gonna need a glass
let
of
me
wine.
start by thanking my most incredible husband, Doug, for
Doug
being
over
an
there crying.
incredible partner
Yeah.
to me, an
Yeah, just
incredible
sit up straight,
father
boy.
to Cole and Ella, and happy anniversary, Dougie.
Oh man, it's a special night. Oh
I
man.
love you so very much.
Yes.
Sit up
To
straight,
our
boy.
President Joe Biden,
Let's go. Let's go.
when I think about the path that we have traveled together, Joe, I am filled with gratitude. Your record is extraordinary, as history will show, and your character is inspiring. And Doug and I love you and Jill and are forever thankful to you both.
Shout out to the president. Shout out to the president.
And to Coach Tim Walls,
Yeah, coach, that's what we call him. We already got it.
yesterday, yeah, yesterday.
you are
it was
going
Coach
to
Wall.
be an incredible vice president.
Mm.
And to the delegates and everyone who has put your faith in our campaign, your support is humbling. So, America, the path that led me here in recent weeks was no doubt unexpected.
Yeah.
But I'm no stranger to unlikely journeys. So, my mother, our mother, Kamala Harris, had one of her own. And I miss her every day, and especially right now. And I know she's looking down smiling. I know that. So my mother was 19 when she crossed the world alone, traveling from India to California with an unshakable dream to be the scientist who would cure breast cancer.
Shout out to
When she
Garcia.
finished school,
Big G.
she
Shout
was
out.
supposed to return
Jose.
home to a traditional arranged marriage. But as fate would have it, she met my father, Donald Harris, a student from Jamaica. They fell in love and got married, and that act of self-determination made my sister Maya and me. Growing up, we moved a lot. I will always remember that big Mayflower truck packed with all our belongings, ready to go to Illinois, to Wisconsin, and wherever our parents' jobs took us. My early memories of our parents together are very joyful ones. A home filled with laughter and music, Aretha, Coltrane, and Miles.
All right.
At the park, my mother would say, "Stay close." But my father would say, as he smiled, "Run, Kamala, run. Don't be afraid. Don't let anything stop you."
That's a daddy. That's a daddy. That's a father. Let's go.
Yeah.
From my earliest years, he taught me to be fearless. But the harmony between my parents did not last. When I was in elementary school, they split up. And it was mostly my mother who raised us. Before she could finally afford to buy a home, she rented a small apartment in the East Bay. In the Bay, you either live in the hills or the flatlands. We lived in the flats. A beautiful working class neighborhood of firefighters, nurses, and construction workers, all who tended their lawns with pride. My mother, she worked long hours, and like many working parents, she leaned on a trusted circle to help raise us. Mrs. Shelton, who ran the daycare below us and became a second mother. Uncle Sherman, Aunt Mary, Uncle Freddie, Auntie Chris, none of them family by blood, and all of them family by love.
Tell your story. Tell your story.
They've been saying the same story the whole
Family
4 days.
Don't
who
hate.
taught us
Let you know.
how to make gumbo, how to play chess, and sometimes even let us win. Family who loved us, believed in us, and told us we could be anything and do anything. They instilled in us the values they personified: community, faith, and the importance of treating others as you would want to be treated, with
Let's go.
kindness,
Some scriptures. Let's
respect,
go.
and compassion. My mother was a
Start there.
brilliant,
That's the foundation of the
5
speech.
foot tall brown woman with an accent. And as the eldest child, I saw how the world would sometimes treat her. But my mother never lost her cool. She was tough, courageous, a trailblazer in the fight for women's health. And she taught Maya and me a lesson that Michelle mentioned the other night. She taught us to never complain about injustice, but do something about it. do
Come on.
something about
Let's
it.
go. Do something. Uncomfortable truth. Shout
That
out.
was my
Do
mother.
something.
And she taught us, and she also taught us, and never do anything half-assed. And that is a direct quote.
Come on. You cooking a little bit,
direct
Kane.
quote. I grew up immersed in the ideals of the civil rights movement.
I heard that.
My
Laugh.
parents had met at a civil
Use the
rights
10-10.
gathering, and they made sure that we learned about civil rights leaders, including the lawyers like Thurgood Marshall and Constance Baker Motley, those who battled in the courtroom to make real the promise of America. So at a young age, I decided I wanted to do that work. I wanted to be a lawyer. And when it came time to choose the type of law I would pursue, I reflected on a pivotal moment in my life. You see, when I was in high school, I started to notice something about my best friend, Wanda. She was sad at school, and there were times she didn't want to go home. So one day I asked if everything was all right, and she confided in me that she was being sexually abused by her stepfather. And I immediately told her she had to come stay with us, and she did. This is one of the reasons I became a prosecutor, to protect people like Wanda, because I believe everyone has a right to safety, to dignity, and to justice. As a prosecutor, when I had a case, I charged it not in the name of the victim, but in the name of the people. For a simple reason. In our system of justice, a harm against any one of us is a harm against all of us. And
I see
would
you, Garcia.
often
I see you,
explain
Garcia.
this to console survivors of crime, to remind them no one should be made to fight alone. We are all in this together.
I know you like that, Kane. That comment.
And every day,
Oh, Jose,
in the
man. I'm
courtroom,
telling you.
Yeah.
I stood proudly before a judge,
Big G.
and I said 5 words: Kamala Harris for the people.
Come on. And that stern look. Let's go.
I understand. You're laying the foundation.
And to
I
be
need y'all
clear,
to come
my
on now.
entire career, I've only had one client, the people.
The people. Let's go.
And so, on behalf of the people, on behalf of every American, regardless of party, race,
I'll let you
gender,
respond, Kane.
or the language your grandmother speaks,
She has been in
on
for
behalf
years.
of my mother and
I
everyone
know.
who has
She has
ever
been
set
in.
out on
been
their
telling
own unlikely journey, on behalf of Americans like the people I grew up with, people who work hard, chase their dreams, and look out for one another, on behalf of everyone whose story could only be written in the greatest nation on earth, I accept your nomination to be president.
All right. It was short and sweet.
It ain't over. It ain't over.
I know. It was short
It
and
ain't
sweet,
over.
but he's unaccepted it.
That was just she laid the foundation right now.
Yeah, yeah.
She went from
she accepted it.
itty bitty baby growing up,
And with this election,
and now let's hear it. I've
Let's
been
see.
waiting. Something. Give me
Come on.
something.
Let's go.
and with this election, our nation,
Mistakes have been making, Big
our
G.
nation with this election has a precious, fleeting opportunity to move past the bitterness, cynicism, and divisive battles of the past, a chance to chart a new way forward.
Much love, Jose.
Much love, brother.
Not not as
Shout out.
members of any one party or faction, but as Americans. And let me say, I know there are people of various political views watching tonight, and I want you to know, I promise to be a president for all Americans. You can always trust me.
I like hearing that
to
part.
put country above
But
party
don't they
and
all say
self.
that though?
Yeah, I
To
like hearing
hold
that part right
sacred
there.
America's
That's right, man.
fundamental principles,
You
from
right
the
on that,
rule
Big
of
G.
law to
Jose.
free and fair elections to the peaceful transfer of power.
Let's go. Go ahead. I think she's doing all right now.
I will
think
be a president who unites us around our highest aspirations, a president who leads and listens, who is realistic, practical, and has common sense, and always fights for the American people. From the courthouse to the White House, that has been my life's work. As a young courtroom prosecutor in Oakland, California, I stood up for women and children against predators who abuse them. As Attorney General of California, I took on the big banks, delivered $20 billion for middle-class families who faced foreclosure, and helped pass a homeowner bill of rights, one of the first of its kind in the nation.
Right, I done heard that so many times.
I stood up for veterans and students being scammed by big for-profit colleges, for workers who are being cheated out of their wages, the wages they were due, for seniors facing elder abuse. I fought against the cartels who traffic in guns and drugs and human beings, who threaten the security of
Are you
our
fighting
border
now?
and the safety of our
Are you fighting now,
community.
VP?
And I will tell you,
Okay.
these fights
Let her
were
cook.
not
Let her
easy.
cook.
And neither were the elections that put me
It's
in
about
those
burnt now.
offices.
Big G say the same
We
darn
were
bird.
underestimated at practically every turn. But we never gave up, because the future is always worth fighting for.
It is. I just want.
And that's the fight we are in right now, a fight for America's future.
Oh man.
Fellow Americans, this election is not only the
No need
most
to transfer
important
power.
of our lives.
Come on now. We being nice.
It is one
We
of
respecting
the most
President Biden. Come on.
important in the life of our nation. In many ways, Donald Trump is an unserious man. But the consequences of putting Donald Trump back in the White House are extremely serious.
I'm curious what you got to say.
Consider
I'm curious.
not only the chaos and calamity when he was in office, but also the gravity of what has happened since he lost the last election. Donald Trump tried to throw away your votes. When he failed, he sent an armed mob to the United States Capitol, where they assaulted law enforcement.
Trash. What?
When politicians in his
Sent the
own
armed mob.
party begged him
Play on
to
words,
call
Kane.
off the mob and send help, he did the opposite. He fanned the flames.
The White House is.
And now, for an entirely
That's what it looks like.
different set of crimes, he was found guilty of fraud by a jury of everyday Americans, and separately found liable for committing sexual abuse. And consider what he intends to do if we give him power again. Consider his explicit intent to set free violent extremists who assaulted those law enforcement officers at the Capitol.
I agree.
His explicit intent to jail journalists, political opponents, and anyone he sees as the enemy. His explicit intent to deploy our active duty military against our own citizens. Consider the power he will have, especially after the United States Supreme Court just ruled that he would be immune from criminal prosecution.
I'm still
imagine
waiting for what he did wrong.
Donald Trump with no guardrails.
What did he do wrong from 2016 to
And
2020?
how he would use the immense powers
Another
of
show.
the presidency of the United States. Not to improve your life, not to strengthen our national security, but to serve the only client he has ever had, himself.
Well, he was trying to do something with the border, so we can't go with that.
Yeah,
We know.
I just
of
want
course.
to be fair.
And
That's
we
all. I just
know
want
what
fair
a
for
second
both sides.
Trump
That's it.
term would look like. It's all laid out in Project 2025, written by his closest advisors. And its sum total is to pull our country back to the past. But America, we are not going back. We are not going
They
back.
don't fit. You're right. No guns
We
in
are
that
not
mob.
going
Nope. That's facts.
We are not
That's facts.
going back to when Donald Trump tried to cut Social Security and Medicare.
What?
We are not going back to
What are
when
you
he
talking
tried
about
to
now?
get rid
Hold
of the Affordable Care Act, when
try
insurance
to do that.
companies could deny people
Yeah, but
with
he had his own.
conditions. We are not going to let him eliminate the Department of Education that funds our public schools.
I don't think we need Department of Education.
We
It's
are
a waste of
not
money.
going to let him end programs
see.
like Head Start
States
that
can
provide
take care of that.
preschool and
States
child care
don't have
for
the
our
money to do anything
children.
right now.
America,
do.
we
They
are
got
not
taxes.
going back.
Hold up. Talk your stuff.
And
Let it go.
We are charting, and we are charting
Gun Cheeto, they
a
all
new
out.
way forward. Forward to a future with a strong and growing middle class, because we know a strong middle class has always been critical to America's success. And building that middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency.
Shout out to Wonder Woman.
Shout out to Wonder
And I'll
Woman.
tell you, this is
Shout out to
personal.
Wonder
for me.
Woman.
Appreciate it.
The middle class is where I come from. My mother kept a strict budget. We lived within our means, yet we wanted for little. And she expected us to make the most of the opportunities that were available to us and to be grateful for them. Because as she taught us, opportunity is not available to everyone. That's why we will create what I call an opportunity economy where everyone has the chance to
Explain
compete and a
Yeah.
chance to
Explain
succeed.
yourself.
Now on this one,
I
I
hear
would
the
like to
title.
that's
I
gonna
heard the
cost
title.
money. Yes.
heard the
You
title.
live in a rural area, small town,
yourself.
or big city. And as president, I will bring together labor and workers and small business owners and
How?
entrepreneurs.
Wait,
and
you can't.
American
You won't know it right now.
companies
So hold
to
on, Kane.
create jobs,
Let's
to
see.
grow our economy, and to lower the cost of everyday needs like healthcare and housing and groceries. We will provide access to capital for small business owners and entrepreneurs and founders. And
Let's
we will end America's housing shortage and
That's a
protect
big task.
Social Security and Medicare.
How? Explain
You, can't,
yourself.
you won't know it.
Ms.
You
Harris.
won't know it right now.
Now
Stop
compare
it. Kane.
that
Come on now.
to Donald Trump.
Come
Because
on, bro.
I think everyone here knows he doesn't actually fight for the middle class. He doesn't actually fight for the middle class. Instead, he fights for himself and his billionaire friends. And he will give them another round of
I
tax
see you,
breaks
Big G, on that.
that will add up to $5 trillion to the national debt. And all the while, he intends to enact what in effect is a national sales tax, call it a Trump tax, that would raise prices on middle-class families by almost $4,000 a year.
Come on, what?
It's already raised with the
Well,
inflation.
instead of a Trump
Yeah.
tax hike,
What are you
we
talking
will
about?
pass a middle-class tax cut that will benefit
Cut it
more
now,
than 100
VP.
million
Yeah.
Americans.
Cut it now, VP.
No, we can't do any of
What
that
we
right
doing?
now.
Can't do nothing right now, huh?
No,
Our hands are
no.
tied.
Friends, I believe America cannot truly be prosperous unless Americans are fully able to make their own decisions about their own lives, especially on matters of heart and home.
Facts, Torres. Mr. Torres.
But tonight,
Joel.
in America, too many women are not able to make those decisions. And let's be clear about how we got here. Donald Trump handpicked members of the United States Supreme Court to take away reproductive freedom. And now he brags about it. In his words, quote, "I did it and I'm proud to have done it," end quote. Well, I'll tell you, over the past 2 years, I've traveled across our country, and women have told me their stories. Husbands and fathers have shared theirs. Stories of women miscarrying in a parking lot, developing sepsis, losing the ability to ever again have children, all because doctors are afraid they may go to jail for caring for their patients. Couples just trying to grow their family, cut off in the middle of IVF treatments. Children who have survived sexual assault, potentially being forced to carry a pregnancy to term. This is what's happening in our country because of Donald Trump.
I don't agree.
And
I know this is a
understand,
touchy
he is
one
not
right here.
done.
Yeah, I know.
As
It's
a part
like
of
less
his
than
agenda.
1%. I know.
He and his allies would limit access to birth control, ban medication
They got the
abortion,
van outside,
and
too.
enact a nationwide abortion
Planned
ban
Parenthood.
with or without Congress. And get this,
You right on that.
get this, he plans
Garcia.
to create a national anti-abortion coordinator and force states to report on women's miscarriages and abortions.
Well, miscarriages,
Simply
I
put,
mean,
they are out of their minds.
let's do the spring. I mean, if it's against the law, but we have to see that's either you for it or against it.
And
That's
one
it.
must ask, why exactly is it that they don't trust women? Well, we trust women. We trust women. And when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law.
Didn't I tell you that? I think we talked about this. Put it in front of me, and I'm going to sign it. I think I told you, man.
Yeah. We
I told
did.
you that.
In
I don't
this
got no
election,
plan, but put it in front of me, I'm going to sign it.
Many other fundamental
go-to.
freedoms are at stake. The freedom to live safe from gun violence in our schools, communities, and places of worship. The freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. The freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water and live free from the pollution that fuels the climate crisis. And the freedom that unlocks all the others, the freedom to vote. With this election, we finally have the opportunity to
see
pass
that,
the
King?
John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the Freedom to Vote Act.
She don't have enough time to invoke the 25th and then
Man,
help the
And
middle
let me
class.
be
been in
clear.
office.
I know.
giving
And
her
let me
I know.
be
excuse.
clear.
No, I'm not trying to make an
After
excuse.
decades in
I hear
law
what you're saying,
enforcement,
G.
I know the importance of safety and security, especially at our border. Last year, Joe and I brought together Democrats and conservative Republicans to write the strongest border bill in decades. The Border Patrol endorsed it. But Donald Trump
sure?
believes a
Wait,
border
this-
deal would hurt his campaign.
That was true. They
So
only
he
did that only
ordered
because this
his
election was coming
allies
up.
in Congress
But that's
to
the
kill
truth.
the deal.
I can
was
guarantee
But
they
pressure.
I
added
refuse to
extra
play
to it. It's
politics with our
extra.
Yeah.
security.
Yeah, it was extra
And
things.
here is my
Yeah.
pledge
But
to
they
you.
only did it because
As
of this was
president, I
coming up.
will bring back the
see.
bipartisan border security bill that he killed, and I will sign it into law. I know.
Let's see what she say.
We can live up
It would be cool if
to
she would
our
have
proud
explained
heritage as a nation
what
of
was-
immigrants and
what it
reform
was.
our broken immigration
I'm
system.
just
But this is
saying,
not the
it's
time.
a
This is not the
reform.
time right now,
We
though, Kane.
can
He ain't never said it though.
create an
I
earned
know.
pathway
I know
to
it's still in the
citizenship and secure our border.
Well, let's do it. Let's see what's
I
up.
doing what? Y'all stop
You can't-
building the wall.
And America, we must also be steadfast
Open up that pipeline.
in advancing
back.
our security
You ain't never
and
lying.
values abroad. As vice president, I have confronted threats to our security, negotiated with foreign leaders, strengthened our alliances, and engaged with our brave troops overseas. As commander-in-chief, I will ensure America always has the strongest, most lethal fighting force in the world.
Yes.
And I will fulfill our sacred obligation to care for our troops and their families, and I will always honor and never disparage their service and their sacrifice.
You have an advocate, Kane.
I will make
3
sure
years is enough time.
I'm just saying.
that
I
we
see you,
lead
Big G.
the world into the
She ain't
future
did nothing.
on space and artificial intelligence, that
Now all of a
America,
sudden she'll
not
do something.
China, wins the competition for the 21st century, and that we strengthen, not abdicate, our global leadership. Trump, on the other hand, threatened to abandon NATO. He encouraged Putin to invade our allies.
I won't say that.
Said Russia could
see,
Come on
see,
now.
you just
Some of
running
this-
your
hell
mouth
they
now.
want. 5
He
days
wanted other
before
countries to
Russia
start
attacked
putting in
Ukraine,
money.
I met with President Zelensky to warn him about Russia's plan to invade. I helped mobilize a global response, over 50 countries, to defend against Putin's aggression.
We do not need to go to
As
war.
I don't know.
I will
what-
stand
I don't know if it's
strong
true
with
here.
Ukraine and our NATO allies.
I don't know how true this is, man.
Yeah. Well,
With
we do not
respect
need to, and can afford
to
a
the
war
in
right
Gaza,
now.
President Biden and I are working around the clock, because now is the time to get a hostage deal and a ceasefire deal done.
You're there.
And let me be clear.
Do it now.
Let me be clear.
Slow
I
it
will
down.
always stand up for Israel's right to defend itself, and I will always ensure
act like she's
Israel
not even
has
in
the
office.
ability to defend itself, because the people of Israel must never again face the horror that a terrorist organization called Hamas
Now she have to keep
caused on
saying some of
October
these.
7,
I feel you on that, Garcia.
including
And Kane, she have to
unspeakable
say some of these things
sexual
that she has
violence
to say.
and the massacre of young
That's why she
people
don't
at
want
the
Israel.
music festival.
You have
That's why
to
she
mention
don't want
that.
to
At the
interview
same
because
time,
they're gonna challenge her
What
on
has
these
happened in
things.
Gaza over the past 10 months is
Let's go.
devastating.
So you playing both
So
sides. You
many
see that, right?
innocent lives
You have to
lost.
say that. That's presidential for any candidate.
Desperate, hungry people fleeing for safety
You
over
have to do
and
this.
over.
But you're there.
Again. The scale
It started
of
on your
suffering
watch.
is heartbreaking.
The whole thing started
President
on her
Biden
watch.
and I are working to end this war such that Israel is secure, the hostages are released, the suffering in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian
only
people
worked- it
can
only happened
realize their right to dignity,
in January
security,
when you take
freedom,
over.
and self-determination.
Well,
Yeah, it only happens then. What sense does that make? And you already
Hey,
in
it's a
position.
couple of months. Yes, but it's a couple of months. She can't store it right now.
Dude,
You know
this
that.
happened a long time ago.
Right.
To defend our
Israel?
forces and our
That happened
interests
last
against
year.
Iran and
Well, if you're talking
Iran-backed
about that,
terrorists. I will not cozy up to tyrants and dictators like Kim Jong-un who are rooting for Trump. Because, you know, they know he is easy to manipulate with flattery and favors. They know Trump won't hold autocrats accountable because he wants to be an autocrat himself.
Now this is
And
propaganda.
as
being
president,
spread.
I will never waver in defense of America's security and ideals because in the enduring struggle between democracy and tyranny, I know where I stand and I know where the United States belongs.
I like your fire. No truth. Garcia on that and Kane. No truth have been spoken yet. Some and up and down. I'll just say up and down with that right there. That statement.
Man,
and how we left
Bro.
behind in Afghanistan was a tragedy.
Fellow Americans,
Yes.
I have to
mess.
applaud you on that.
I
It was a
love
mess.
our country with all my heart. Everywhere I go, in everyone I meet, I see a nation that is ready to move forward, ready for the next step
Wonder Woman
in the
says what's
incredible journey
stopping her from
that is
supporting the politics
America.
now. It's only a
I see
couple of
an
months.
America where
Congress
we
has
hold
to be involved.
fast
They're not going to have
to
any
the
emergency
fearless
sessions
belief
to
that
vote
built
on. Y'all.
our nation
That's just the
and
truth. Come on, y'all.
inspired the world. That here in this country, anything is possible. That nothing is
That's
out
true.
of reach.
That's true.
An America where we care for one another, look out for one another, and recognize that we have so much more in common than what separates us.
Both parties.
That
I would like that.
none of us has to fail for all of us to succeed. And that in unity there is strength. You know, our opponents in this race are out there every day denigrating America, talking about how terrible everything is.
Okay, it's
Well,
come on. It
My
is some
mother
places that's
had
bad.
another
Come on.
lesson she used to teach. Never let anyone tell you who you are. You show them who
Electric.
you
It's electric.
are.
I get you
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
Garcia. We give you the same.
Big G, he's speaking.
America,
Yeah.
let us show each other and the world who we are and what we stand for. Freedom, opportunity, compassion, dignity, fairness, and endless possibilities.
All right. Don't get tired of me. Come on. Keep it going. Keep it going.
Are the heirs to the greatest democracy in the history of the world. And on behalf of our children and our grandchildren and all those who sacrificed so dearly for our freedom and liberty, we must be worthy of this moment. It is now our turn to do what generations before us have done, guided by optimism and faith, to fight for this country we love, to fight for the ideals we cherish.
You can't go
and to
against these words right here.
uphold
Come on.
The
what
awesome
everybody that can-
This for
responsibility
everybody though.
that comes with the
Republican or
greatest
Democrat right now.
privilege on earth, the privilege and pride of being an American.
That is privilege. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Pride.
So let's
Privilege.
get out there. Let's fight for it. Let's
Open
get
up the
out
pipeline.
there. Let's
Open up the
vote
pipeline.
for it.
Secure
And
borders.
together, let us write the next great chapter in the most extraordinary story ever told. Thank you. God bless you. And
People in
may
the chat,
God
how do you
bless
think
the
she
United
did?
States of
How do you think
America.
she did?
Thank you.
We not fact checking everything, but how do you think she did? You think it wasn't good? I think she did a good job. She showed.
I don't know, brother.
Okay,
But I'll turn it down a little bit, but
they need to get a husband back up there, real.
Bruh,
Well, tell us real quick. We got some people.
I don't know,
on here. How
man.
do you think she did?
dude, I remember she spent half of that speech just talking about our history. I don't care nothing about that. You know what I'm saying?
Wait. 10-3, stand by. Hey, shout out to everybody that was on the chat.
Oh yeah.
Vicky, Garcia, thank you. We appreciate it.
Garcia, for sure.
God bless you. Yes. And the family, all of that. Wonder Woman.
Yeah, the congregation. Yeah, Wonder Woman. She jumped in
Congregation.
there too. That's what I'm talking about. Guaranteed.
Joel from Belize, shout out. Thanks for staying with us.
Yes.
But you
Guaranteed.
were saying that you don't think good emotional words, no substance. That's coming from Wonder Woman.
no
There was
substance.
some good
Guaranteed.
emotional words, you know.
I agree with
would say
Wonder
this.
Woman on this.
I
It's
would
just
say this.
emotions, and that's what you said. You say a lot of people vote because of their emotions.
They
They
do.
can care less
That is
what
true.
happens.
That
It's
is
just
the
about
truth.
emotion, and I hate that because if you have charismatic speech, guarantee you're gonna catch them. You're like, oh yeah, I can do this, and then music, all that plays into the emotion and how people actually feel and think. But she's in office right now. She can't speak to anything that she's accomplished other than bringing. What she say? She's fighting big pharma and bringing down the cost of insulin for the
Insulin,
elderly.
yeah.
That's exactly what she says all the time, right? She runs with that. But
okay, but that
what
happens,
I'm saying, I'm saying, like, I don't know what she says. All these things, but she has no roadmap for it.
Okay.
Now, guaranteed, there are going to be a lot of people that will be on her team to help coach her. They're going to coach her. They're going to do and say, hey, ma'am, Madam President, you may need to do this. You may need to do that if she gets in office. That's what's going to have to happen. Because the way I don't see it, because remember, she has done nothing since in 3 years.
But look, let me jump in
What
here.
can she take credit for? What can she take
Let
credit
let me jump in here because
go
for
ahead, bro.
you, and I think even Garcia might have said something. Some people in the chat. She's been there 3 years, yes, but she's a vice president. She's not the president that's gonna put whatever strategy their agenda is. It's coming from the president. If hers is not in alignment, she has to get in alignment with him.
Why do you think hers is not in alignment?
Look. My argument is always, if she wanted to do something about the borders that wasn't in alignment of them keeping it open, she can't go against the
But
president.
you don't know that. You assuming that just because
but
she
you
hasn't done
assuming-
anything.
you assuming that it is.
So you're
Nope, Kane.
assuming. Look, bro.
So all of
You're
these
assuming that she didn't do anything at the border because it was against what Biden had in place. You assuming that.
Yes.
That's what you're assuming.
Yes.
If she'll do something if she wasn't under Biden. Why would you think that? Why is that your first thought?
Because, first of all, I don't want to just continue to hit on the border, but they have to align. Like I said, if you're president and I'm vice president, whatever you go, I can make a suggestion. I don't believe that we should go this route, but you're the president. I'm going to have to align my ways. I will have to align my agenda. So everybody that's saying that she had 3 years, if she said this is what I want to do, now that I'm going to have the reins, then we will have to just see. She can't do anything. It's August right now. She can't pass anything.
Well, it's too late now. I know.
It's too late. Yes.
A whole 3 years. Remember, she wanted to be the president, and she had her agenda before Biden came in.
Right.
And while she's in, you're saying that she had her hands were tied. Congregation,
it possibly could have been.
I want to know. I want to know what y'all think. I want to know what y'all
so
think.
If she has no influence now, she will have influence day one, or will it be more of the same, basically? Well,
yeah, I think it'd be more of the same. I don't think.
Well, we will have to see. Look, her best thing is try to pass that bipartisan. Well, she'll pass it because the only reason they was doing that bipartisan
it'll get passed, but
that would get passed.
What do we know about it? What do we know about it?
Well, they would let us know what's going on. They would let the American people know what's going on. Because
if we don't,
Republican and Democrat that's saying they putting their name on the dotted line. I agree with this. So yes, they'll let us know what's going on. But
the reason why they came up with it is because the expiration of what Trump had in place came about, and that's why they came up with a new bill, right? When they could have just continued with what he had going, because it was fine. It was fine, right? But now when you come up with a new bill, once you come up with a new bill, you're gonna add extra things in the appendix. You're gonna add extra things in there just to pass, so we can go ahead and move forward. So if I see it and I'm reading through it and everything's looking good, but then I see the small print. If I see the small print, come on, man. Come on, bro.
Well, you know what? I think it was some missed opportunities in this too.
What you mean?
Just she could have talked about how they're gonna bring some more jobs in. I wish she would have hit on it's so against the Democratic agenda, but hey, we're gonna open these pipelines back up. That is gonna bring money in the economy, more jobs, all of that. And then maybe we can start exporting goods, but that goes against the agenda. Now, the things you're talking about, the opportunities, zones or areas, rural areas, that is going to cost money. So you're going to be putting a bunch of money into hopefully going to get something back from that. And I think another miss for her was, I wish she would have hit on, she's running as a black candidate, hit on her Indian heritage too. Just to hit on it or whatever, because it's more Indian voters that's out here too. Are they left out or whatever? How do they feel? You're supposed to encompass it all, because you have these two entities that's within you right now. You're trying to win, okay? It's a lot of people. What's up? Go.
So what do you think from your perspective? I gave you what I thought about her speech. What do you think about what she said, the things that she said? Is that motivational for the
Democratic Party?
For the Democratic Party and for the nation?
Well, look, Kane, I agree with Wonder Woman on this. A lot of emotional words. I think she, from when she presented herself, she told her story. I think she connected with the American people. I would say that, from her upbringing, struggling, where they live, and talking about, even mentioning her father. They was a family, caring and all those things. And then, like a lot of families within the United States, break up, divorce. Then mom raises for the most part. A lot of people can connect with that right there.
I get that part. Yeah,
so
I get that part.
I saw her.
I'm actually curious why that happened.
Well,
You
well,
know,
we
I
didn't
don't
have to
know.
go into it,
could
but
be
I
yeah.
saw her strength though, Kane, because we've all seen, and we'll be real on Uncomfortable Truth. We've seen so many clips of Vice President Harris where she's just laughing all the time, or missing these questions, but she showed her strength. Even the videos that they shown, I've never seen her speak with such authority when she was talking about different issues. I'm talking about on the clips that they showed. So that was like a new thing for me. And I know can't be the only one who's seen her speaking with conviction, authority, and things of that nature. So I thought that was really, really, really good. Just some missed opportunity, but overall, I think she did a good job. I think even the speech wasn't too long when she did the acceptance. It was right on key. It was right on time. So I think it's gonna be a race. I think it's gonna be a race, but hopefully they have a debate, and we will see.
Well,
we will.
Yeah,
see.
they're supposed to have a debate. I want to say maybe 2 weeks from now or whatever, around the September 10th. But I'm not, dates are up in the air. And I remember watching. So you may not believe me, but Trump gave 3 dates, and I actually texted them to you. I don't know if you remember. I texted 3 dates that he said because he wanted to do three debates with her. Right? I'll be like, that's cool. That's cool. He just didn't want to do only one news medias. He wanted to mix it up a little bit, which is cool. I like that. That's cool. So you won't have those attacking questions towards him. You know what I mean? So they'll attack on both sides, which is fair to me. That's fair. But he was just saying, hey, I sent them to them. I don't know if they agree. I know she agreed to one, but I don't know how many if they're gonna agree to the other one. So that will be good just to hear her, because I know this weekend she's gonna probably relax a little bit and prepare for interviews.
Yeah,
because next week she's gonna do an interview with someone. We don't know yet, because she said she was gonna do an interview before the end of the month, and next week has to be the week. She's not gonna do it over the weekend or anything like that. But next week she's gonna do an interview, and I hope it's not. Good Morning America / View.
Oh no, that shouldn't be
those type places. I hope it's not
don't
that.
do that. Don't do that.
Because I think that can be easily scripted. Meaning, here are the questions you ask me.
Okay.
Here are the questions you ask me, and then I will have an answer for them. And I don't want that. I want it to be genuine.
Kane, let's be serious. Anywhere she goes, they're gonna ask her a specific amount of questions. They should be softball, meatball question where she can knock it out the park.
No, that ain't what we want, though.
But that's what
I don't want that, though. I want somebody that would challenge her.
That's what you want.
I always say
I'm saying what they're gonna do from her political stance and running standpoint. What's going on right here?
They probably about to close it out now. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably what they about to do. They popping balloons and everything. It's probably a prayer. We probably gotta say a prayer before we get out of here.
Let's go.
Because we in Chicago.
Oh, hey, you know what? You need to stop.
I'll turn it up a little bit.
She just said
us out of the narrow place of oppression to freedom.
Told you.
Let's remember the treacherous road our ancestors traveled to freedom, their sacrifice and resolve to bring a better, more inclusive world. We stand on their shoulders to declare, we are not going back. God, who notices the downtrodden, give us the courage to imagine the world as you do, where everyone has the opportunity to thrive, where diversity brings strength, not weakness, and where all have the right to make the choices for their own bodies. God of strength, guard Vice President Harris and Governor Walz with your sheltering presence as they carry on with courage and conviction to build a better future for all Americans. Shine a light on them so that they may continue to pursue justice, equity, and reproductive freedom. an America free from gun violence that safeguards free and fair elections, with less vitriol and more joy, not afraid to face its past, to grow a brighter future where every child can look to their leaders and see themselves and know that someday they too can lead. May we all be blessed with the ability to see the humanity in each other. America, let's make history. Amen.
Amen. Amen, okay?
Hey, Kane, don't. I didn't know if that was a prayer.
As we close this convention,
All
Let's
right
go.
now.
Bow your
we
heads.
ask
Yes.
that the Creator
Yes.
bestow
Yes.
blessings on Vice President Harris and Governor Walz, and upon the bright future they will bring to the people of America. A future where our nation lives its motto of e pluribus unum, bringing together in civility and dignity the diversity that has built this great nation. E pluribus unum, one nation that embraces us all, every race, creed, or color, regardless of sexual orientation, gender, or gender expression, rich and poor, old and young, urban and rural. A future, oh God, for every American, where the humanity of all persons will be affirmed and celebrated, where every American has the opportunity and freedom to pursue those inalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. A future, oh God, where we live in peace and joy, where we set aside our rancor and division, where we heal our differences and celebrate our common purposes as one nation, one American community, that great city on a hill that serves as a beacon for all the people and all the nations. This is a journey we begin today, and we pray that the Almighty God will guide us on this path today, tomorrow, and for all the generations to come. Amen and amen.
Amen.
All right now.
Yeah.
That's
we'll
the
talk about
end.
that one later. Yeah.
Congregation. Hey. Like they pretty much done with this one, man.
Yeah, well,
Everybody's
the
kind of
Democrats,
like,
they partied. They had a good time.
Yeah.
They closed it out, you know. We have things to talk about. Oh, we got okay.
Just a
They got
journey.
official. Yeah, they got.
As we
official.
close, I
Yes.
want to thank each and every one of you for bringing your energy and your enthusiasm to the convention that will carry us through to victory in November. Look around. You're surrounded by people from every corner of the country who traveled here because they believe in our mission. We know that unity is our strength. We know that the issues we've highlighted this week are not abstract. We know what's at stake, and we
He
bring
look like he
that
ready to read or
with
he's
us
scared.
and this beginning.
Hey,
my turn.
Over the next 75 days, we will mobilize like never before to show America what we as Democrats stand for.
Yeah, that's it.
Together, we will fight for our rights, our freedom, and our democracy.
He's like, you need to hell off of this
Together,
thing.
we will elect Democrats up and down the ballot. Together, we will win. Win
he coming
that.
back in. Hold on.
As
hold
we
on.
know, we have to further business
got
to
that
come
gavel.
before the convention.
Yeah.
I am now proud to adjourn the 49th Democratic National Convention. Thank you,
3,
Chicago.
2, 1, go! Well, he was happy on that. He had his
He's
double
like,
dutch.
man, it's too many people out here.
They need to turn the music up now. They need to go on. It was, and congregation, we had to pose a question, maybe tomorrow or tonight. Who had the better convention? Who looked like they had the most fun at the convention? I think Democrats won by a landslide.
Well, just the fun, huh? So, but that's what they about, though. They about, getting into your feelings, just like we would, like Wonder Woman was saying earlier, or whatever. You're playing your emojis. No, we're done. But just like I was saying.
Well, I want to hear if they got what music they got going on.
They ain't playing nothing.
Wow, I can't believe they ended them out like that. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was it. There's nothing else.
Wow.
Guaranteed. But
nobody's news station is gonna be running some counter to talk about,
Oh yeah, they are. They doing that. They actually doing that right now. But I picked one because I didn't want anybody to sway any opinion about what was being said. I wanted to be so genuine where we're watching it, they're watching it, even our congregation is watching, and they can just kind of look at it and be like, okay, this is what she's saying, take it for what it's worth or whatever. That's why I picked that one to actually stream, because it's just going to show the convention, just like if you were there. That's all you're going to see. You're not going to hear the commentating. I mean, yeah, you can probably go on CNN right now, Fox News.
Yeah, I love to
all
see
of
what
those.
Fox is saying, because it'll be, what they're saying. We clearly hear what she said. Some of the things, a lot of things we might agree with, and a lot of things we might not agree with, or they both do it to each other as far as throwing out half facts and things of that nature. So
of course. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Man, we want to close shop, man. Hey, thank you for. We still got a few people. I know that.
I don't want to close. Hey, let's go.
It was cool though. It was cool, man. We gotta do
what?
Look, we gotta do a lot more of this, and man, if y'all get a chance, man, go to the channel, man. The YouTube channel, definitely. I know we on Twitch now, but on the YouTube channel, man, just go through and see some of those videos, man. We got some good topics that we're talking about, especially social issues, and we're gonna bring some more of the news media type issues too as well. And then we'll also do these lives, man. These lives, I know it reaches more people, and that's what we're trying to do, just reach more people and spark a conversation. That's exactly what we're trying to do. Yeah. Because that's why it's uncomfortable, because a lot of people don't want to talk about it. And this is a space that you can do so.
Yeah.
Like I said, and Mitch can attest to this, in the comments, a lot of people go in on us, go in on me for sure. And just because of our opinions about different situations and different topics that we do bring up, and which is good, because you got to hear both sides. And that's what I'm all about. Even when Mitch comes up with a topic and I talk about it, hey, I'll straight up, be the devil's advocate and think a different angle with it. Just so you won't be one track minded when you are thinking. And that's the whole purpose of the uncomfortable truth. Guaranteed.
I think you just closed us out, man. I mean,
did I?
Explained everything. Yeah, you just explained everything. But it's healthy. The hell, always have to agree. We're not always gonna agree. So
definitely, man. Hey, and I'll put the question, RNC, DNC, which one was the best, and you guys can put whatever you like or whatever, even comment to that too. We'll poll a question for it, and just see how people think, and I'm curious. I'll do that right after this, but anything else, Mitch, man? We good?
Just another shout out to everybody that joined and that had a conversation. It was good. And like I said, we're not always gonna agree, but shout out to y'all, shout out to your family, shout out to servicemen and women,
of course,
local law enforcement, all of that, everybody,
first responders, everybody,
man. Because we can do this together, whether you Democrat, Republican, Independent. I don't care. But we want to just go with what's right. For everybody. So that's it. All right. Roger that.
Hey, look, and that's the uncomfortable truth. Hey,
do something. Do something.
That's how we do it. For sure.